Peace, love, and light, everyone. I hope all is well. This is your girl, Serena, and I am here. It is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. It is September, and I would like to share a poem with you that is from my book, Crying Tears of Teal. Here is the cover. So, some people again ask, what is the color teal? What does it represent? As you see, I have teal on from the earrings on down. Teal represents ovarian cancer awareness, and it also represents cervical cancer awareness, and that month is in January. September is also gynecological cancer awareness month. So please go online. There are lots of organizations out there that are spreading the word and educating people about GYN cancers, ovarian cancer, and there's ways you can donate and support so that those organizations in turn give back to those who are getting treatment from these cancers. They also help support the caregivers and survivors as well. Really dynamic organizations. I will come back later in the month and talk more about a couple of particular ones that I have really worked closely with and partnered with. So I'm going to read a poem titled Divine Rebirth, and this is actually the poem that I wrote literally the night before my mother's funeral. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep, and this poem just poured out of me, and it in turn turned into somewhat of her eulogy and just paying tribute to her, believing that when she transitioned, when she passed away, that she was divinely reborn. And she always believed that she knew she was going to heaven. And, that is our belief. We are Christians. And this is how I envisioned her once she reached those pearly gates and got to heaven. So I hope you enjoy this piece. Earth stood still. Heaven's gates opened. Cancer finally cured. Scared at first of what lie ahead, I remember fighting for breath in my body, saying goodbye. Closed eyes once led to visions of drugs, chemo, hateful needles, and pain. Ability to walk was non-existent. But this time, this time, when I closed my eyes, I woke up to streets of gold, hugging my daddy and my little girl as they greeted me, feeling my full face, color finally restored, and my tight dancer calves have returned. I am whole, free, smiled as I felt my beautiful natural hair that's all grown in. Daddy and Ayana led me to a shining light, bright as it gleamed into what was once dark sky. Huge arms extended, embracing me, rubbing my head. The Lord hugged me. Sawuti, job well done. You carried enough crosses in your life. Now it's time for you to rest. Staring into the eyes of the Great One, I asked, what about my loved ones, those left behind? How will they do? He raised his arms, and clouds above displayed the perfect view. I saw my loved ones as they grieved over me, tears of those who cared for me. I reached out, and they felt my touch. My mother, daughters, and siblings were startled. God said they felt your touch. Talk to them. Tell them their grief will be brief and their mourning will be replaced with healing. Whispering, I'm here and near. Don't cry no more over me. The tears of my mother were suddenly replaced with her smile. Family now laughing about good times. God said rest, for there is some work to do. Time to move roadblocks, barriers, and clear storms. Rearrange their lives so they can live comfortably. Bless the doctors and nurses that cared for you. All those you touched, for it's their turn to be blessed in return. I smiled, and when I went to walk away, the huge arm extended to me again. I ask you to do one last favor for me. Go down the road into the house on the hilltop and be happy with what you see. Guardian angels led me to the house, and there I saw old relatives and friends. African drums started beating, awakening my spirit as I danced like I was back with my dance company, celebrating my rebirth of eternal life. All day I praised him, and then in the corner I saw a baby cooing and playing. I knelt down to play with him and saw me in him. Confused, I asked my daughter Ayana, "Whose child is this?" She smiled and said, "Meet your grandson. You must spend time with him and prepare him for that magical journey." I picked up my grand and was led into a majestic room in the back, accented with silver and gold. A huge bed and a view of the valley. Papa tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Marguerite, put your feet up, rest up, and welcome home." It felt good to lay down after 20 plus years of working and caring for people. No worries. I will take care of my family from afar, playing with my cooing grandson, feet kicked up, being fed and nurtured by ancestors. I'm at peace. No more suffering, yelling ouch when you roll me. No more memory lapses due to chemotherapy. Don't mourn. I live on a hilltop, my special place picked out by God, resting, finally, eternally. So, that was what I read at my mother's funeral. And I had always envisioned this for her when she transitioned. It was hard to see her go, and that's what a lot of caregivers and families and loved ones go through when we lose loved ones to anything in life, but to cancer and to ovarian cancer, which is such a silent and deadly cancer. It's also fast moving. We felt like we just didn't have a chance, to save her. But at the same time, I know deep in my heart that she is deeply at peace and is whole again. She's no longer sick or suffering. So that was my dedication to her. And as much as I miss her, I love her, just tremendously. I miss her to pieces. If she were still here on this earth, I would want her to be whole and happy and healthy, not in the sickened state that she was in. So that is dedicated to my mother, Marguerite Sauti Wills. My mom had two names. Marguerite's her government name, and it also means beautiful flower. There's Marguerite flowers in parts of the world, so that's Marguerite. Sauti is her African name. It is Swahili, and it means voice. She had such an amazing voice, such an advocate for those children who had special needs, like my sisters, and advocated for mothers and black mothers, black single mothers at that, who were raising children with special needs. So I salute you, Mom. I salute all the ones who have passed away and lost their battle to ovarian cancer and GYN cancers. This month, I am also giving 50% of proceeds of book sales to a couple of organizations. One is the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition. There are a couple of chapters I'm close to and would love to sell books like this one, Crying Tears of Teal. And I have a couple of other books on my website, which you could check out, serenawills.com, SerenaWills.com. And any book that you purchase, 50% of the proceeds will go to chapters and organizations that help out. So peace be with each of you. Thank you for chiming in, and stay tuned for more ovarian cancer awareness updates and stories. Take good care. God bless.